Afternoon, everybody. I'm very pleased to be back here at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference to give you an update on Golden Arrow Resources Corporation. I will be making some forward-looking statements. The thesis for making an investment in Golden Arrow can really be summarized in these three main points. We have a strong track record of making significant mineral discoveries. We're financially strong with several $million in the treasury and more than 1 million shares of SSR mining, which is currently trading at over $23 per share. As most of you probably know, SSR is a gold-silver producer. They're a very liquid company, strong leverage to gold and silver prices. And we're actively exploring on three different high-potential precious metal projects in 3 countries in Southern South America. And beyond that, we've got a strong pipeline of exploration properties that we've assembled over the years in our portfolio. Golden Arrow is a member of the Grosso group of companies, which have been real pioneers of mineral exploration in Argentina dating back to the early 1990s. They've been credited with 4 major discoveries over that time period, the initial one being Guacamayo, discovered in the 1990s, put into production by Yamana in 2009, and now operated by Mineros S.A. Navidad is one of the largest undeveloped silver deposits in the world, now owned by Pan American Silver Corp. And Chinchillas, which I'll be talking about in a subsequent slide, was discovered by Golden Arrow in 2012. In addition, member company Blue Sky Uranium Corporation has been advancing its Amarillo Grande district-scale uranium vanadium project in northern Patagonia since the mid-2000s, put out an initial PEA in 2019 and is continuing to work on expanding its resources in that area. Golden Arrow and the Grosso Group put a strong emphasis on community and stakeholder relations in all of the projects that they work on and are well known and highly regarded for that. We're very fortunate to have a well-rounded and strong management team led by founder, executive chairman, and CEO Joe Grosso. Brian McEwen, who's sitting over there in the audience, is in charge of all the exploration and development work that the company does. And I'm a director of the company and have been since 2004 when the company was formed, and I'm a geologist as well. We've got just under 120 million shares outstanding, and we've got a current market capitalization of just over $19 million, which in itself is a significant discount to just the cash and marketable securities that we hold. As I said, we've got several $1 million in cash and more than 1 million shares of SSR mining, which is just trading a bit over $23. Chinchillas, as I said before, was discovered by Golden Arrow in 2012. We rapidly advanced it to initial resource and PEA stage in the next year and entered into a option joint venture agreement with what was Silver Standard at the time in 2015. As we moved forward, we completed a pre-feasibility study and formed a 75-25 joint venture in 2017, and then progressed to commercial production in 2018. Earlier this year, Golden Arrow made the decision that it was in its best interest to monetize that 25% interest, and so we negotiated a deal with our partners that we're very pleased about. You can see the summary of the terms there. But the result was to put Golden Arrow on a very strong financial footage, both for the short term and the longer term, to be able to execute on our area of core strength, which is mineral exploration, development, and making discoveries. And we've actually already gained in terms of our equity holdings due to the share price appreciation of SSR since we closed the deal in September. As I said, Golden Arrow is a long track record of success in Argentina and the Grosso Group going back before that, and we've assembled this large portfolio of 100% owned properties covering 185,000 hectares in Argentina. You can see the location or the distribution with the white dots on the map on the right-hand side of the slide. These include gold, copper, silver properties and range from epithermal to porphyry styles of mineralization. We're currently focused on a new option acquisition that we made last year called Flecha de Oro. It's down in the northern part of Patagonia. It's an epithermal gold project. You can see the location with the square around it on the map. It covers 120 square kilometers in 2 separate land packages. On this map, which is zooming in on Patagonia, you can see the Flecha de Oro property in black at the northern end of this area with a large number of epithermal gold, silver occurrences, deposits, and operating mines. And we see a lot of similarities to what we see in the Flecha de Oro property to the Cerro Vanguardia district, which is further to the south on the east side of the map. At Cerro Vanguardia, there's more than 100 gold, silver epithermal veins within a 100 square kilometer area, more than 240 kilometers of linear vein exposed in surface, and they produced about 4.5 million ounces of gold over the last 20 years. On one of the land packages puzzle, we've identified a 200 meter wide by more than 2 kilometer long vein system with peripheral stockwork. You can see it in the blue color in the magnetic low on the image on the bottom left-hand side of the map. And over on the Esperanza part of this land package, we've mapped out 16 kilometers of vein on surface to date, and you can see some of the highlights listed on the map. 24 grams over 2 meters and 13 grams over 5 meters. So we're off to a very good start on the Flecha de Oro property. You can see some of the classic epithermal textures that we're getting out of the veins on the lower right-hand photograph. So we're very excited about this. It's at an early stage, but we're intending on systematically progressing it towards drilling. We announced in 2019 also that we've moved into Paraguay with a significant acquisition of an exploration stage property covering 64,000 hectares, so a massive land position. We believe that Paraguay has unrecognized geological potential. It's obviously not something you hear about very often, but there's 2 areas of Precambrian shield in Paraguay that have potential for orogenic style gold deposits, and we cover most of the southern one with this acquisition. It's got great infrastructure, easy topography, as you can see in the picture on the left-hand side of this slide, where they've been working to expose one of the veins, and you can see an example of some of the higher grade gold mineralization that we found to date in the photograph with the match head. So this is a map that shows the 2 land positions. Most of the limited historical work has been carried out in the southern of the 2 blocks. We've been focused to date up in the Alvaro area, which is the northernmost of those circled areas on the map, and we've identified there several linear structures of outcropping and subcropping orogenic style mesothermal veins with high-grade gold. You can see summaries of some of the sampling that's been done to date, a number of samples collected from the 2 different structures that had been identified previously, averaging almost 60 grams and 35 grams per ton gold, and then a new area that we just identified 250 meters to the northwest with 47 grams per ton gold. So we're very excited about the potential scale of this property and area and the potential for high-grade gold. And again, it's early stage, but we'll be systematically advancing this as we move through the year. Finally, in terms of the description of the properties, we entered into Chile with 2 acquisitions or option deals in 2018, late in the year. It's obviously a very advanced mining jurisdiction with lots of opportunities available. We continue to evaluate a number of those, but right now we're focused on the Indiana property, which is in the Copiapó region. You can see that on the map. It's the left hand of the 2 red stars. It's 40 kilometers north of the city of Copiapó in an area with low elevation. It's 2,300 hectare property. We were able to renegotiate our option deal to push out the higher end or the higher payments for several years. There's a historic resource of just over 600,000 ounces of gold equivalent on the property that's focused in a number of high-grade veins and mineralized chutes that are near surface. We believe there's potential for defining a current mineral resource in the area of the historic resource, as well as a number of other areas on the property. There's 2 ramps that access the mineralized zones to facilitate ongoing exploration and development activities, and the property is actually permitted for production, small-scale mining. We've got a 2,500 meter minimum drill program planned to start at Indiana in February, and so we're going to be having some near-term drilling news coming out of that project as we move through the year. This Gantt chart summarizes the current activities and planned activities over the first half of the year on the 3 properties that I just talked about. You'll note that there is plans to carry out drilling on all 3 of them. So we're going to be having a lot of news flow coming out of Golden Arrow over the first half of the year. I hope in this brief period of time that I've been able to demonstrate to you that Golden Arrow is a company that has some exciting exploration going on. Our value is underpinned by our significant shareholdings in SSR. We've already seen that increase in value over the fall since we closed the deal, and we've got continued upside from building resources at advanced stage properties and making discoveries on our exploration portfolio. If you'd like more information, please come by our booth.